Hi, this is Tutor and this is noun phrase 450. The noun phrase today is graveyard shift. Okay, if somebody wants a screenshot, do it now. Let's get right to it. The term graveyard shift is often used with jobs that go 24 hours and have 3 shifts. The graveyard shift would be the middle of the night shift, typically from midnight to 8 a.m. in the morning. It could vary slightly from company to company, but this is the usual time. All right, let's continue. The graveyard shift could sometimes be called the graveyard watch. The phrase is believed to be derived from a maritime setting, at sea, with sailors in the 1800s. So some could say it was originally a nautical term, relating to sailors and sailing and shipping and things like that. It always referred to the early morning shift, which was quiet and had a ghostly feel. Probably also there's a lot of mist, there's a lot of fog out in the water too, so it feels like, with ghosts and spooky and everything like that. Okay. It may also be associated with graveyards because this is when most accidents or even deaths would happen due to the tiredness of sailors. Okay. Second theory is that it may be connected to the idea in the 1700s when many people feared being buried alive. Many people were buried with ringing bells. Some workers used to be paid through the night to hear if any bells rang. Yeah, I guess at that time sometimes they might have dug up a grave and seen that somebody scratched themselves out, and a lot of people feared, maybe they were, in a coma, or they were knocked out, and I don't know, it seemed like they were dead, and they just buried them, and maybe they just woke up in a casket. Very, very scary. They said that was one of their greatest fears. So sometimes people were buried with bells. So if they woke up in the casket, I guess they could ring it, and maybe somebody might hear, or they hired someone in the graveyard to be there to listen. Even though I don't know if anybody was ever really saved this way, but it did exist one time too. And also, I recently did another video, Saved by the Bell. I forgot to include that sometimes some people think that was a theory of Saved by the Bell, too. All right, let's continue. All right, and we got 4 examples here to show just how it's used. They say one of the most dangerous jobs in the U.S. is being a convenience store clerk during the graveyard shift. Well, it's the middle of the night. That's the time that's most likely to be robbed. Somebody might come in with a gun because they know nobody's around. It's easy, convenience stores most of them are open 24/7, all night. They're open, they're there. They do usually have some cash. Maybe they can just quickly get some cash and run out the door with it. So it tends to be, I remember at one time it was labeled as the #1 most dangerous job in the U.S. All right, number 2. People who work the graveyard shift may have more of a tendency to gain weight. Yeah, this is true for probably a couple of reasons. One, it could throw off their body cycle. And the other reason is a lot of people who work the graveyard shift tend to go home hungry, eat, but then they're tired and they go to sleep. And, eating just before you go to sleep is not good. That helps you to gain more weight. All right, number 3, one must adjust their sleep-wake cycle if one is required to work the graveyard shift, of course. And the last one here, many companies will pay a slightly higher wage to those who work the graveyard shift for the obvious reason that most people don't want to do it, so at least they feel like they get a little something more. Anyway, I hope you got it. I hope it was clear. I hope it was informative. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.